You want to be right or you want to be happy? You want to be right or you want to be rich? So
Or you want
there's,
to be right, or you want to have well-being, right?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
also
exactly.
yeah. Those are usually
It's
the costs, the easiest. If you're not
mm,
happy, Night Ignition podcast topic clinging to the past. Uh, have no idea what Google says clinging to the past means. So let's look into it. Clinging to the past, meaning, all right, that should be. It's to you have a definition in English dictionary, but you have it as cling. I would guess this is it. To hold fast or adhere closely to something, just by gripping or sticking. I don't know. Those are weird. I guess it doesn't have the definition clinging to the past. We all know what it means. It means you don't want to let the past go because, it gave you something good, the memories are good, and then you're kind of a stick in there and not really being present to the what's going on right now. So Assassino said, Mike Wood, I'm here, just can't chat. Welcome, Mikey. Welcome, Assassino. Good to have you guys on board. Yeah, I got it. So I guess Assassino will be the Mikey's messenger. Well, all right, it is what it is. What pops into your head, Ula, when you hear like clinging to the past?
I was just thinking, you said something good memories. Is it also with bad memories
Of course, anything.
experience,
Mm.
right? So for me, it was more connecting with bad experience. Like, mm, I had a bad experience about relationship, and now every time I go into relationship, it's kind of going with me, the experience, and it's like the experience from the past is like, I know, my glasses, and I'm wearing them all the time, and in the next um, partnership, I still wear them, and that's why I'm actually living in the past, in the present moment, with another guy who is not that guy from the past. So it's just sometimes, I mean, every time it's not working. So that's what pops into my mind. I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm just typing something, but let's do it. I'll hold on to it. So, all right, yeah, clinging to the past is something you're bringing with. I'm just thinking about what the nature of it is, and the nature of it is, how I see it, it is to to hold you back, to don't let go.
Mm,
You get a payoff there, right? So you get to be right. People are that way, men are that way, women are that way, boss is that way, life is that way, whatever, right? So, but more or less, it gives you a bunch of excuses not to move forward and be responsible for life. So, so that's what I would say, like a definition or nature of clinging to the past is, and it's not something like we're really aware of. It's not like you wake up in the morning and say, "All right, today I will cling to the past."
mm,
Right? Just like you're like, all right, what should I cling to? Oh, this is a good memory. Oh, this is a bad memory. I will carry that with me. That could be a cool thing today. Me just being annoying little douchebag. Want to say some other word, but So, so it's like hidden from our view, right? It's like hidden from our view, but it is there, and we often talk about the past with the rest of the human beings we interact with. Just it is, right? Whenever you complain about something, is about the past. You don't complain about the future. Or many people go like, man, the future we're living into, it's gonna be so boring and so bad. And even if it is, it's still based on the past because you had past
mm,
experience that something is boring and bad. Just gives you the drive there, to say it's boring. What's the meaning of it? So yeah, clinging to the past is really, it's hidden from our view, but it's very much there. It's like more or less in everything we do, it's reaction to what's going on now with, how do I say it? With like a flavor. You react from the past on it. Like, because some similar situation happened to you in the past. You made a decision and now you carry this decision with you. And it's there. And it's there. And you always come from that. And then one moment you just don't know why you're doing what you're doing. You're like, why am I keep on being in this vicious circle, running like a hamster, doing all the thing over and over and over and over and over. And I tried this, I tried that, I tried different things. I tried the left, right, up, down, 90 degrees, 45 degrees, 30 degrees. Nothing works. Yeah. Because you carry it with you and you don't see it.
It seems like it's stopping you from getting new experiences, new view on different things or of life. And it's it's funny because there are how many I don't know how many men exactly are on earth, but a lot of them, and you have experience with one or maybe two, and then you just copy paste it to everyone. Like, so it's funny. It's basically stopping you from new how you say that, new experiences, new. It could be a completely different experience, but you kind of just uh how you say that in English, the dashukalu. um
So you just
hmm.
put the boundaries around it,
Yeah,
you could
so
say.
it
Yeah.
can be like that and nothing else, right? So
Right.
you
Like a
make it
shackle.
that way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like a shackle. So, yeah. Right. It prevents you from discovering things newly. You don't just come in like with a blank mind and says, all right, even though you're doing the same thing every day, you could always come into the thing, discover it newly, right? Discover how you tie your shoes newly, like, because you can. And we don't, because we just go, I know this, I know that, I know this, I know how this will go, I know how this will go, blah 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 blah. And days are just passing by, us being into what we know and what we know that we don't know, just in there all the time, all the time. Whenever you give people and you know how you recognize it. If you give people an advice, usually they'll come back with, I know, I know, I know. Rarely anybody will go like, whoa, dude, that just shook my mind. And the funny thing is that we know, and we still keep on doing the same thing. That is the
yeah.
ridiculousness, right? So just simple, you're working in nutrition, right? So how many people on the planet knows how to lose weight? Everybody.
Mostly the ones that are still fat.
Yeah, or we could say everybody, right? You just,
Yeah,
get a little bit movement in your daily routine and get a little bit uh so
more healthy.
more
Yeah.
healthy food, clean
Eating.
nutrition, or for some people really eat less, right? Because some
Mm.
people are overeating, but and nobody goes like, whoa bro, you just rocked my mind. If I would knew that, I would never get fat. We don't go like that. We're like, yeah, I know, I know, I know. And it doesn't make a difference. The source is not there. Mike Wood says, one of the hardest things to change about yourself is your habits. Yeah, true that.
But everything's a habit.
Yeah, yeah. Like, how we have it, the saying in Slovenian is, habit is like an iron.
Železna srca.
Yeah, the habit is like an
Yeah.
iron shirt.
Sure.
So it's like wearing an iron shirt, so it's hard to get it off, and it's heavy. It's like you have no power against it. It's like so yeah. And Mikey, because I know what you're gonna start doing this week. You'll see it's not that hard. But you will discover it. Can't wait to talk with you next week. But he's doing the forum, by the way, for Ula.
Good job.
Uh,
Good
uh,
job.
you know, so and it's still true. It still is, even afterwards. It's just like, why do I do that? For me, it's still the sleeping. It's like, I know I should go to bed at 11:30 to be fully rested next day, and I don't, because I'm a little nasty, human being. Who, if I'm good, something is wrong with me, so I gotta be bad. That's the comfort zone. And that's all there is to it. And something from the past is in it. And like we discovered it last week, for me, it was like, yeah, if I put in a hard work and I am strict to the habits, to the, you know, to support whatever I'm going afterwards, I will fail because I failed in the past, and then it exists for me like that. And now I'm working on it to transform this so it won't influence me anymore, or I will catch it faster. So if I go to bed now, I just got an idea. I should put it like this: if I go to bed 3 times this week at 11:30, and then 4 times next week, and then just build it up. Yeah, just like training the body. All right, cool. Got it there, and that is discovering it newly. Like, you are open to it. Or what can I do about it, right? It's holding me. And how I usually approach things is like, I should just cut it, and from now on I'm gonna be perfect,
Different. Yeah.
or different, or better, or I will do it more, or stuff like that. But the plan and the structure is so loose and so bad that it's gonna work for a week or two and then just pops off because motivation goes off. So, and it's not a built-in new habit, but it's just more like fix and change all the time. And that is what we do. That is what clinging to the past, actually, how you recognize it. You all the time want to fix and change things. Fix and change. If something is wrong, something is not good enough. So you gotta go out there and you gotta fix and change it. Like, that will be the solution. Like we are cars. Like, our lives, the way we live them, are like a car. So you just fix or change, and it's gonna work. Why? Unfortunately, it doesn't work for humans. It's like it's it's just a different kind of shackle that you put on, and it's really not something new that we can discover. And I think the other thing that are holding us, that we are clinging to the past, is we are attached to results. You know, you go out there, you want to produce a result, then a result is not the way that you expect it to be, or should be, or could be. And then we're just like, furious, mad, disappointed. Here we go again. Life has no sense. Why should I bother? All those things usually comes up because we are attached to the results, and we put a meaning to it. That's also a pinch of salt there for all the body who is cooking. Put a salt, you put a meaning into your life. So if I don't go to bed every day at 11:30, it means I'm not good enough. I'm a bad human being. I'm not capable. I'm a failure. I'm a disaster. I'm not somebody people want to have around. Whatever meaning we can put onto it, right? And it's just, and there you go, a vicious circle all over again. So I don't know exactly where we're going at the moment, but it kind of makes sense to me. That's what.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, but when you said it just fix and change all the time, I can compare it with how people are trying to lose weight or get fit or whatever. They go on a diet, right? And that's fix and change because no, it's diets. We all know. that diet doesn't work long term, right? We all know that, but we still do them. I mean, I don't do them anymore, but I did them for 10 years. Um, and you have to transform your way of living actually to get another outcome. So you have to, I don't know, accept that you will start eating, I don't know, 4 times per day instead of 1 time. Okay. Or starting to eat a little bit more veggies than before or something. And you don't go on a diet for 1 month. 1 month I'm gonna eat smoothies of veggies, and then I'm gonna go back to my old life and it's gonna work. No, because it's about transforming your life through the habits, of course.
Mm.
Yeah, but like you said, step by step. And it doesn't mean anything if you fail 1 time or 2 times or 1,000 times. Doesn't matter. It just don't fix and change and then go back what you were doing before, because obviously it's not working. If
Mm.
it didn't work before, why it would work now, right? So yeah, it's really, I say always like that. You want to be a healthy person, think what healthy person would do.
Mm.
Would a healthy person eat from McDonald's or junk food or whatever? No. Okay, so don't eat it if you want to be a healthy person, right? So we can go into that if you can eat it once per month and blah blah blah, obviously. But it's not about that. It's about just, you know, don't do the same things that you did in
Mm.
your past. So
Yeah.
let go of the past and do something different.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah, it's also really important is who you are being about that, whatever topic it is,
Mm-hmm.
right? If we are talking about health here, just like who are you being about your health? Because many people say, you know, I respect myself, but then the way of living, it just doesn't support that. So, if you would be somebody who respect yourself, what would you be doing, right? Because otherwise you're just lying. That's pure thing. You might have moments when you respect yourself, and then you have moments when you disrespect yourself. So every time you say something that you say you're not gonna say again, every time you do something that you say you're not gonna do again, every time you eat something that you say you're not gonna eat, it's disrespecting yourself. And if you can't own that, then you can't do anything about it. It's just it is. If I say to myself I will go to bed 11:30 and I don't go, that moment I'm disrespecting myself. And if somebody would come and says, "Hey JP, you're disrespecting yourself now," I will be like, "Oh shoot, I really do. I do." And I could react back madly, "Leave me alone, I'm my old man, who you are, my dad, my mother." No, but that person just stood for you there. And then you react like a little 5-year-old who is not getting a candy or, whatever. so so yeah, Mrs. JP said we have a nice Slovenian saying, "Donkey goes only once on ice." It sounds quite nicely clinging to the past. Yeah, right. Donkey goes once on ice, but we human beings, we keep going on the ice over and over. It's just like what the story that I told last time, right? Tunnel number 6, exit number 6 for the rats. If whoever was here remembers, we just go 6, 6, 6 on the ice over, and just thinking if we go on the ice this time with a little different approach, we won't fall. But we don't have skates on, we don't have anything new on. We're just taking different angles on the ice, and then we fall all the time. so so yeah, good one, Mr. JP. That is it. That is how clinging to the past we could sum it up in a metaphor, right? So so yeah, one thing is that, and the other thing I would say, clinging to the past for a lot of human beings goes how you relate to your parents, right? That is like one of the most showing relationship, like how you deal with your parents is most likely how you deal with life. If your parents annoy you, most likely many things annoy you. And why is that? Because they are one of our first relationships, and we tend to build many things inside of that relationship. So for us guys, how we treat ladies is the same thing, but the relationship with our mom. So if you're not complete with your mom in a way of you can fully accept her for who she is and who she isn't, and not be annoyed by her but only have nothing but love for her, guess what? It will show up in a relationship with a lady. Or if there's anything with the debt, it might go show up in a relationship with authorities. Just unfortunately, it is the way it is. I discovered it for myself. Like we always do, we share from experiences here. So that's what I discovered. And talking to at least I could say 1,000 people per year, different people, and seeing the way they live, and seeing some of them that transform their relationship with their parents. It's always the same thing. Always. You complete a relationship with your mom, boom, you suddenly flourish in the area of romantic relationship with the current partner, or you find a new partner. And it goes for ladies with a dad, or brother. It's also brothers and sisters. So you know and it's a lot in there. Unfortunately, it is how it is, but it's a lot. For me, it was. I didn't trust my mom since the age of 6. I decided she is not to be trusted because for the first 6 years of my life they called me Nate. And then suddenly find you on a first day of first grade in school. My mom come to me when teacher calls up Nate. I come up, and there was two of us. And the teacher's looking at a piece of paper, looking me, piece of paper, looking the schoolmate, piece of paper. And then she goes, "How to if we have one?" My mom comes to me and she said, "Your name is not Nate, but Yerne." And then, in that moment, my whole world shattered because everybody called me Nate until up that moment. And I decided my mom is not to be trusted. I don't even know my own name. I'm 6 years old and don't know my own name. Most people do by the time they're 6. I didn't know my real name. And nothing is wrong with that. It's not like, oh, sure, your mom is really a bad person. No, it's not. It's just the story behind this. My dad had a friend. He had a son, Nate. So my parents wanted to give me a name, Nate. But they said, all right, let's officially, he'll be Erne, but we will call him Nate. And they still do. If my mom calls me Erne these days, I feel like, who are you calling, mom? You serious? Who is that? Why is Erne coming out of your mouth? I'm not used to that, right? And she's just like respecting the name that she chose for me. But anyway, so that's my decision, right? My mom is not to be trusted. And for 25 years, I didn't trust my mom, even though she was just loving and caring for me. She did all the good stuff, throw me around. I was never hungry. I was never underdressed. I was never being cold. Had everything. Loving parents who love them, who love each other greatly. They showed when they argued in front of us. When they loved each other, they kissed in front of me and my bro. So nothing there except my decision and clinging to the past. My mom is not to be trusted. I didn't trust any girl up until 2-3 years ago when I took responsibility for it. And that's how past, is influencing us. And anything you want to add, Ula? Sorry. That's all I'm talking.
It's okay. I was thinking about my mom and my childhood, and yeah, I would just share a story that's kind of funny, but it's not that funny on the other side. um, when I was little, or not even that little, even later, I would see my mom always doing everything for dad. So that means,
There is some background
sorry,
noise.
sorry, just a second.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I would see my mom doing everything for my dad. and she would make him breakfast, and she would iron his shirts. And every time, like, she would iron his shirts. So I was like, why are you iron? I mean, in my mind, why is she ironing his shirts? It's his shirt, so he should be doing that. And I never saw any, like, he wouldn't be like really grateful or show her that he respect her for that or whatever. So I decided I will never ever iron guys' shirts. So like, no fucking way. So one time my ex would ask me, I'm really in a hurry. Can you iron my shirts? And I would go like crazy. Are you crazy? I'm not ironing shirts for guys, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, whoa, you know what's going on? So it was so stupid. But for me, it was like, no way, that's the worst thing you can ask me to do. So it was really like, now I can see it. But at that time was like, I was mad at him. How can you ask me to do that? That's horrible. So, but I can see it now. I'm still not ironing the shirts though because I don't like doing that. But it's not like that anymore. It's not a horrible thing to do. So yeah.
Yeah, right. It's just a simple example. Something happened in the past and you carry it forward, and maybe you didn't even notice that, right? It wasn't really being aware of this is the decision. So when a guy will ask me to iron the shirt, I will go nuts. Like, we don't live like that, right? Then we just react. He asked you to iron the shirt, you were being reactivated. There you go, down the pipeline. And then you ask yourself, why do I always react like that? What is so bothering me? Why can't I just say, okay, why can't I go over me and do it? I love this guy. He needs a shirt. He's in a rush. All right, I can do that for him. But no, you gotta be right. You gotta stand still in your. And there you go. Out of clinging to the past, what usually happens is people rather be right than have a happy relationship. Or people rather be right than have a fulfilled, satisfying, or loving relationships, or towards themselves and others. It doesn't go just out; it's also towards yourself. You rather be right that you are clumsy, or that you are not good enough, or that you are not capable, or that you can do something, then really look into it, discover it newly, and transform that and said, all right, I'm tired of being clumsy. And yes, clumsy will still happens, but in a like we discovered it before in a past podcast, it happens in performance, not in being, right? And it's so sad because then it goes out from the past. And you know what the funny thing, guys, is that the past has nothing, really nothing, to do with who you are in the present. Nothing. Past is the past. You can't do anything about it. And we all think past shaped us. Past experience, the school, the society, the media, the religion, the faith, the spirituality, the friends, the upbringing, everything. You think that shaped you, but it's not. What is, how to say? It's a bit radical thing to say. I know what I will say next. But what is given us who we are in the present is the future we are living into. An simple example, right? We are at work. Usually we work on Friday up until 2. It comes 1 o'clock. The boss says, you need to do this and that. It's an urgent project, and you will have to stay until 4. But we are okay. We're like, all right, no problem, boss. We'll do it. Why? Because we have 2 plane tickets to Maldives on our phone with the person that we love the most. And tomorrow we are flying to Maldives. So you're like, all right, boss, no problem. I'm going for 2 weeks on Maldives. I'm like, see ya. Right? you're looking forward to it. You're living into the future of I'm going to Maldives. So whatever is happening now, you're being happy. You're already thinking you're there on the beach. You know, and you know the project needs to be done so that you get a salary end of the month, so that things are moving. You're like, all right, no props. Then 12 days later in Maldives, everything is great. It's like a paradise, right? You didn't argue with your spouse or the friend, whoever you went with. You're drinking your favorite cocktail, the sunny weather, the wind is like, how to say, warm on your body. You're sitting in the shade, and all types of blue color in the sea. It's like it's a perfect. It's like you're this is it. This is paradise. I never want to leave. And then here goes the phone, ding ding. You have to look at it, and it's an email from the agency. So in 2 days you have a flight back, be on the airport 4 hours before, and weather in Ljubljana is 5 degrees foggy. And in that moment, you go, oh my God, I'm going back. There is this boss. Oh, so many mails, phone calls, so many stuff to do. Have to deal with him until for another half a year, until I will go for another vacation. Oh my God. And this is how you live the next 2 days on Maldives. Like you get irritated, annoyed, somebody says, just do something wrong, points a finger, not even at you, but somebody else. You go, don't point fingers, right? Just catch all the nonsense to get angry and annoyed, and because you're miserable about the future you're living into. And yeah, why does it look like that the past is influencing us? Is because past is sitting in our future. Past decision about my mom is sitting in my future. So whenever I will deal with my mom, I will live into a future she's not to be trusted, she's somebody annoying. Or whenever I will deal with the guys for Ula, I won't iron his shirts because he won't appreciate me because my dad didn't appreciate my mom. And there you go. And it's that what defines you, who you are being now about stuff, not what happened in the past. What happened. You can do anything about it. But decisions you're having with you about certain people, situations, and you have it in the future that you're living into, that is defining who you are now. It's just simple. I game also. And I tested it. Whenever I go play Warzone, like, all right, it's night, it's evening, there are, the sweaty players are now on, all the pros are now on. So we might be lucky if we won any, or, if I get 8, 9 kills. And that's how I approach it. And most games I suck. Because my living into the future is I have zero to little chances that I'm going to do something. And whenever I go in, all right, I will have fun with the boys. We will have a good time. I will, snap whoever. I will be locked in, so to speak. I will be like, all right, I know how to play the game, and I allow myself to mess up and not being like, hold on, messing up. Then I can drop 19 in the evening playing with one of the, let's say, top 10, top 20 players in Slovenia of Warzone. Have more kills than him. How does that happen, right? What changed? Nothing. It's not like my skills are one day better, the other day not. It's just who am I being about when I go to play. And yeah, it's not always easy to catch it. It's not simple. I mean, it's simple, but it's not easy, And sometimes I just go play when I don't even feel it, just like, because I gotta be a bad boy, stay up late, doing, whatever doing. So that is how clear what we meant with Ula and clinging to the past is. Like, you just want to be right about yourself, about the people, situation. It's easier to complain than be responsible, all that. And I'm happy, because with Assassino and Mike Wood, we're really catching that. So Assassino many times, stop complaining, and I'm like, all right, I got it. Even it's hard in that moment. I want to complain so much. I want to be so much right about the situation that then unintentionally, let's say, it's not unintentionally, but it's such a strong feeling that you gotta express that it's just like you know. But yeah, it's like it's not gonna go away in a day. It didn't come up in a day, but it can go away like it come up. It can slowly go away. But you have to let go of the past and stop being right about things and discover them newly. Have to. You don't have to. But we're offering that. Discover things newly. So,
Yeah, it's like you want to be right or you want to be in love. You want to be right or you want to be happy. You want to be right or you want to be rich. So
or you want
there's,
to be right, or you want to have well-being, right?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
also
exactly.
those are usually
It's
the costs, the easiest. If you're not
mm,
happy, you rather be right. If you don't have love in your
mm,
life, you rather be right. If you don't have
yeah,
well-being, you rather be right. So that's how simply you can check whether past is holding you and
mm,
having you in its grip, or you're out there fully living. It's just that's easy how to recheck things.
exactly, exactly.
Wow.
I don't have mm, anything to add to that. If you're waiting for
No, I'm not.
that, because
Yeah,
the point you made in the last 5-10 minutes, it's actually what it is, right?
Mm.
um, Past in your future, and we don't want that, right? We don't want that. So yeah.
Yeah, but it's also like I said before, until you own it and accept it that it is there and it is influencing your life and impacting, you know, I mean, influence. It has influence on you who you are now, and that has impact on you and people around you. Until you're aware of the impact, you're not gonna change anything. I just had that question today. What can I do about something? And I said, look, until you're aware of the impact that it has on you or something else, it was just not, how to say, you won't change it. You won't do anything different because the impact is too small. All right, we got a big one. I was AFK, but out of contest already, but still Mike would. Look, to the point, everything is easy as well, everything is hard. Sometimes, JP, you say it's easy, but people who are struggling to change something, to them it's not easy. To them it's the most difficult thing to do. And to start, for them, it has to be that they recognize those bad habits and slowly changing them. They most of the time don't even know what is that bad habit they do, but they do it for such a long time. To them is something normal. So they need to first realize that small things are the ones who make a difference. They need to realize those small habits they have and challenge them to stop doing them and start doing something else. If you're doing something for 10 years, it becomes natural to you. Changing that does not come overnight. You can decide to change your life overnight, but doing it is a whole another level. Patience and persistence. Yeah, I agree, Mikey. And what I usually say, it's simple, but it's not easy. I don't mean easy. I know it's not easy. It wasn't easy for me. But the formula, it's what you just said. And what you just said is pretty simple, right? But it's not easy because just what you also said, when you do something for 10, 15, 20 years, 25 years, it's not that easy to let go or that easy to change. But the formula is really simple. You also said it in there. So that's what I'm usually saying. And yeah, I got it and I agree with it. And it is exactly what you said in the end. It's persistence, it's patience, it's taking responsibility, catching it that it's having you, and that is not who you are. And then you say, all right, what if I come from a place of being loving? What if I come from a place of being responsible? What will then I do? And yeah, it's a training, right? It's like I said also in the past. Uh, it's like when you go to the gym, you cannot deadlift 250 kilos from when you start, right? But those habits are lifting 250 kilos and they're in there and they're laughing at you when you want to do uh, what when you want to do when you come in and want to do the deadlift. because you're starting with, I don't know, 40, 50 kilos, or maybe even less, right? And of course, the guy who is doing 250 kilos is laughing at you or thinking, lol, right? There are types of dudes in the gyms like that. And that is how these habits that are with us for 10, 15, 20 years are when we want to change things. They're laughing at us, want to hold us back, saying, go out of the gym. What are you doing here? You don't belong here. This is only 250 kilos plus a category, you know. And then it comes in the patience and persistence. So you keep on going back and redo. And how it looks like, what you just said, you catch yourself faster. So you needed 10 years to catch yourself. If you catch yourself then in 1 month, that's a huge progress. And that's what we are not usually aware of. So, yeah. I agreed what I wrote is easy. Yeah. Yeah, I think there is a big difference between simple and easy. Otherwise, we'll, you know, me being a little grammar Nazi, word Nazi, so to speak. Oh, no. Simple, it's like 1 + 1 is 2. The formula is simple. Easy, well, not easy for everybody. It's not easy to do math for everybody, just like this. But yeah, so agree all in all, definitely. Patience, persistence, being proud of yourself. How it's also the past influencing us. You can easily catch it. You're not being proud on the little victories you do. Like, all right, today I did training a little bit longer than the last time. Oh, look, today I catch myself that I'm being annoyed in 2 hours. Usually I took 5 hours. So we are not being really present and aware. And when we are not being present and aware, which results usually that you're then being proud of yourself, right? And then being self-confident about yourself. Just like then it's a whole shit show and the life is what it is and the circumstances influence us. And what Mikey says, then it's hard to change because you don't see it. So yeah, that is it. Clinging to the past is not that much to talk about. It's more for everybody to look into, right? Me and Dula share a couple of examples, but that's it. Then you got to look into your life, see what is there for you, and stop doing that. Change the occurring. If your mother occurs annoyed to you, look real, think, all right, she is loving and caring. So start relating to her as somebody who is loving and caring, not as somebody who asks you how you are. You go all ballistics on her. All the nukes launched. Or just push her away, right? I'm okay, I'm okay. Leave me alone, mom. I'm doing good. I don't need you, so to speak. Right. So anything you want to add for the end, Dula?
Yeah, as you said, we need to do it, not just talk about it. So I decided I'm really gonna look into it and just be more aware how I'm reacting to things and how I'm seeing things, and try to catch myself every time it's gonna be from the past, and try to create new opportunities to see the world differently without the glasses of the past. So I invite everybody to join me, obviously.
Yeah, awesome, right? Just like looking what's the source of it. When you get to the source and you deal with the source, then transformation happens, or you start doing things totally from a different perspective. But if you are not getting to the source, then it's kind of then that's why it's not easy. What Mikey just wrote before, that's why it's not easy for the people, because you're not dealing with the source, but you're more dealing with the symptoms. And when you treat symptoms, you will just have a little less pain, but you won't deal with the source of pain. And until you do, pain is still gonna be there, no matter how much painkillers you eat. So yeah, that is it on this topic, I guess, right? This is it. I think this podcast topic clinging to the past, I declare it complete. GG, Ula. I like you at the clap, right? Okay.